Hey guys, Eclipse14 here, and welcome to the end of Let's Play Lucienne's Quest. Well, we made it. I picked up everything that there is to find the game to my knowledge, though there's only so much knowledge I can have for a game that has so limited info. But what I do know is that I picked up all 9 of the spirits of the game, which include Fire, Water, Wind, Earth, Lightning, Ice, Blade, Gold, and Purchase spirits. As well as pretty much all this other stuff that's just kinda here. In terms of character stats, we currently sit with Lucienne at 54, and all these stats, which is honestly pretty decent, and a little under halfway to 55. Not too shabby. I'll go with these stats with the same exact experience, since I had not taken a KO all game, and that's honestly pretty nice. Miminaga also at 54 and just leveled up with the last battle last episode, so that's nice to see. Though he is going to be the one that's outside this time around. Kanyong is at level 57, who also leveled up with last fight with those stats. And finally Biomelda at 59 with these stats. Overall, decent stuff, nothing wrong with any of it. In terms of equipment, I've got the old Tanariko bow, full metal shield, Kabuto helmet, armor of knowledge, heal power ring, which is regeneration, and the speed boot through Lucienne. Ago's got the fire sword, which I've also frequently changed to the halberd for sweeping enemies, though that won't be necessary with this fight since it's only a single target. Earth shield, Kabuto helmet, dragon mail, power gloves, and leg armor to suit him. Miminaga's got the earth mace, magical shield, Kabuto helmet, priest robe, amulet, and leg armor. Speaking of priest robe, that's also regeneration. I'm also going to change that and give it to Kanya. So he'll have the priest robe, along with 2 great swords, the Kabuto helmet, lucky ring for criticals, and leg armor. As for Biomelda, well, he can't use any armor, not that it matters because he's got 118 defense, but a great axe and full metal shield to use, which is perfectly fine. Alright, obviously I need to heal up, which I didn't do last episode since I was nearing 25 minutes, and I actually thought I could have ended up being longer than that, so I didn't want to waste any time. So what I'm going to do is use one final heal-wide charm, and that covers everybody. Good. Now I just need to worry about MP recovery, and I have 1 for Lucienne, that's a full recovery since it's justified in her case. And I'll use 200s, though it seems a little overkill, for Ago and Kanyang. This is mainly because this puts him over 300 MP, and therefore can use 3 spirits, since the spirits cost 100 MP each to cast. This will mainly be for if I need to use the water spirit at any given time, which might be likely. In any case, I am all set and ready to go. If you are as well, walk through the door. There he is, Death Shadow. What the hell are you doing here? I hadn't seen you since the very opening. Well, that's stupid as hell. That's ridiculous. You haven't even casted anything. Oh, crap. No, you won't. You'll be sitting in the back burner. Unless something catastrophic happens. Aggo, on the other hand, definitely will. Especially since I got him in Junin form. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of weird stuff. It's nothing that crazy. Bring it on! Alright, here we go. Obviously, Death Shadow's got some pretty nasty magic, to the point where it damages up into the 200s range. So for the very first time in this game, and Lucienne being up front's actually kind of nice. Up front, I meant first move. I'm actually going to be using the shield spell for the first time, as it does magic defense. Magic defense. Tongue's drying. That will probably be necessary. Now, if I need to use Water Spirits on any of the three above, then I do. If Lucienne goes, then I use Heal White Charm. If everybody's full, I can run Magic Grenade. Other than that, it's a whole bunch of pile driving. 339 against him's not too bad. Nearly 300's okay. Can I yeet for decent damage? 202's not terrible. 80 and 166, and that's with shield active. Yeah, not exactly pleasant. Well, in Aggo's case, I mean, for BML's case, I mean, he's got a crap load of HP, but it's mainly Aggo I'm concerned with, so I'm just gonna make sure I just run that constantly. 290. Nuclear bomb. Oh god. We got nuked. Not as hard as the War Mech, though. Honestly, I think I'll be okay, and just, I need to wait for Lucienne. I think sure. Yeah, she's next turn anyway. Works for me. This just causes confusion, which, fortunately, confusion just doesn't attack allies, you just end up sitting there. So I can actually afford to nuke him with Magic Grenade. Of course, just standard attacking for BMLda and kinda young, which is hitting for decent damage. Alright, Magic Grenade. It's all the way to the last page, I don't know why I just did that. Nuke him. For 514, good lord, that's the hard enough single damage, and there goes Aggo. Yay. No big deal. 290. Nearly 400. At 358, he'll survive whatever Death Shadow does. So I'm gonna nuke him again. 563. Not that it matters, there he goes. For 2,000 experience points and 483 gold in my case. Not that the gold really makes a difference, but the points may. Mainly for level-up purposes, and unfortunately that was not the case for anybody. Oh well. Wait, why are those guys there? Are they the ones casting the music? Maybe. Transformation. And there's the real final boss in the Black Wing. Oh, that is a giant organ. In which case, they all just got crushed. Congratulations. Oh god, it goes first. Which, yeah, nearly 200. Not pleasant at all. So, Lucienne's more than likely just running Heal Wide Charm constantly. And of course, everybody else has MP for Water Spirit if absolutely necessary. And more than likely, it'll be the first turn if I take some devastating damage. So I'll sit it with that. Start things off. 261. Kinda Young, may as well do the same exact thing, which is for 333. The Imelda. Yeah, may as well do the same thing. 253. Here's my first critical for 554, which is fine. As everybody makes their move. 200 and another Wing Storm. Lucienne moves again, so I run Heal Wide Charm. There's also an attack called Hellstorm, which is both wind and fire damage, and that can get nasty in a heartbeat. I think that gets near 300. 252, oh, Fire Breath. Which, yeah, 200 damage is a bit painful. What to do? I don't really want to take any chances at all. I've got 20 HP for recoveries, who cares? I'll let Ago get it, since he's got the lowest HP of everybody. Plus he gets a slight bit of healing anyway. What I'm going to do now is actually run Shield. And at least try to mitigate some damage. If I can at all. The Yamato makes a move. 203. Also, I should have let him heal kinda young. And nothing makes a difference. Because now Lucienne's available. I'll just run it with her. Level 1's all I need. Kinda young. 400. Pretty wild. Alright, everybody's fine. Whack. 265. There's Hellstorm. Told you. Fire and a tornado. A fire whirl, you may call it. Do I wanna... You know what, yeah, I'll just run the Water Spirit. Because I don't want to risk anything at all. Because there is a chance that thing's gonna move before Lucienne ever gets a turn. And while it's weaker than the Heal Wide Charm, it'll still do what it needs to do. Critical for 444. With everybody at max, and I'm still got a relatively decent shield, I'm nuking with Magic Grenade 5. Blast for 459. And then 247. 233. Whee! Another Fire Whirl. For... Oh, God. Okay, the shield's waning. Once again, Water Spirit. I think that actually, okay, that did cap everybody, which is fine. 283. That's what I was worried about. Of course, with it still doing over 200 damage, that's why I was concerned, and why I did Water Spirit with Kanye. Now you can just run Heal Wide Charm. And go with it. 263. Critical for 493 is pretty nice. 259. Meteor Shower. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. There's lots and lots of fire, and that hits for 300 damage. Yeah, that's not pleasant at all, and that's an immediate Water Spirit. That was what I was really worried about. And, I don't even think that covered everything. Oh, no! Oh, no, just barely missed with Lucienne. I better hope to get shield up pretty damn soon. 230. Alright, good. She's up first. I'm gonna go ahead and move to shield. Oh, it's on the 3rd page. Why don't I just hit L? Instead of R a whole bunch of times. Whatever. That time shield was very nice. It should actually be relatively low. 100. Same shit. This is doing lesser damage. 212. 270. 20 on double slashes for 375. And that's it. This game is over. Nah, she became more of a ditz for most of it. Actually, it was more like half of it. There goes the castle. Down it goes. The whole thing completely collapses, and there's everybody on the snow ridge. Would that be the right term for it? Whatever. Oh, hey, he's a white dragon. Sweet. That's the Fallen Fiend Cycle Castle region. As the White Dragon Kokindo does this. And that's that. So concludes Lucienne's quest, or Sword and Sorcery if you want to call it by its Japanese name, for the 3DO, and the conclusion of my 20th Let's Play. I enjoyed this. I know I played it pretty casually and it took a lot longer than it really should have, but it was lowest priority because I actually wanted to take my time and have some fun with the game. And sure enough, I did. The 3DO was a system that really does not deserve the reputation it has, which is, it's called a terrible system mostly because it was released at a really awkward time in the industry, and as a result, most of the games are full-motion video dog shit. As I mentioned at the pilot, one of the most notorious games on it, plumbers don't wear fucking ties. I can't believe that thing got a modern release. What the hell? So there's the first landing, and that's where the Tramac, the Imelda, sets off. Thanks for your support, you big guy. And you might. But yeah, the 3DO's reputation really isn't that deserved, because it was actually an interesting system for the time. There was just a few things that really just wasn't right. Of course, the $700 price tag wasn't exactly that... it was egregious. But it was a strong system for the period. And there actually are some decent games on the 3DO that weren't really ported to other systems. And that's really the big problem with the 3DO as well, is that a lot of the best games on the system have ports on mostly the PlayStation and Sega Saturn. And this game really is effectively no different, because there is a somewhat enhanced version, not a huge significance. There's an animated intro, and the aesthetics of the graphics are a bit different, as well as some voice acting and some new portraits and stuff. But that was a Japanese exclusive, and as a result didn't really get much attention, and to my knowledge never really had any attempt at a fan translation because this game exists. And on top of it being on a more interesting system in a sense, being the 3DO instead of the Sega Saturn, which has more than enough of its share of interesting stuff. That's probably one of the big reasons why it hasn't had one yet. Then again, I could be wrong, and maybe down the road somebody actually is doing one. But, it is what it is. But this is one of the few really, really standout games on the 3DO that is, in effect, a 3DO exclusive. And does it deserve some attention? Maybe. Maybe a remaster would be pretty damn cool. But for a game that's relatively, you could say middling in terms of story and stuff, I mean, it's standard fare. I've played my share of role-playing games. This is really standard fare when it comes to storyline. But for late 95, early 96, it's a decent... It's a breath of fresh air, especially for a system that really kind of deserved something that wasn't complete dog shit. And there's Argo. It's been a long journey, and you're actually not second to leave. It's actually Miminaga. Since he's actually second to last. But this is a game really worth a look. And I also wanted to do this Let's Play mainly because the only other videos I've seen of this game are either just small tidbits of info or extremely long playthroughs that are over an hour plus long. I wanted to do a little more of a condensed route of like maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Well, actually my case was more 20-25, but beside the point, more of a condensed section per area rather than just go for insanely long periods of time. And it would also kind of help for if anybody's really looking for anything down the road. It's at least in somewhat specific sections rather than having to search like 2-3 hours in a certain freaking video just to figure out what you're looking for. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Let's Play especially, was because, to my knowledge, I don't see anything like it. Would it be a pioneer in my case with this game? I don't know. I don't know of any other videos currently that are like that. So, it is what it is as far as I'm concerned. But it is a good game. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the ride as well. Because, for a system that has become more of a curious piece of history, as opposed to being one of the more notable systems of the time, it's an interesting piece. And of course, with the 3DO version, the North American 3DO version being as ridiculously expensive as it is, not to mention an absolute pain in the ass to find, considering it is the 3DO, it's not so easy to get one's hands on. which ends up making this, perhaps for a while, the most obscure game I'm going to play on this channel for a while. Unless it's like some Japanese exclusive or some shit like that, and that might come at some point, I don't know. But in any case, I made my way through, and this was worth it. And if you're interested in 3DO stuff, this is one of the games you have to try. It may not be much compared to some other games, but for the 3DO, it's definitely a unique experience. See, the problem with telling the story is that she forgot, like, everything halfway through the entire game. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But, there it is, Finn. And that's it. Not much else I really need to say beyond that. So concludes Lucienne's quest for the 3DO and the conclusion of my 20th Let's Play. Thanks to everybody who watched from start to finish. Hopefully you enjoyed this game as much as I did. I enjoyed playing through it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching something really interesting. And if you're interested in it, give it a go. It's a neat one, even if it is a bit middle of the road in terms of story and stuff. It is a neat 3DO game, and is a good example of a decent game on the system, even if it was one of the last ones to be released on it, unfortunately, because it came out in, like, March of '96, and the system was down by, like, September or October or something like that. It was gone by that point. But regardless, will I do any other 3DO games? In all honesty, I don't really know, because the only other one that may come to mind is Guardian War, and that's an interesting game in its own right, but that'll come when it feels like there's a good time, and if it's actually worth my time, then I may actually play it later on. But as it is, this will be my only 3DO Let's Play for a little bit of time, and if something comes up and there's something interesting that might be worth my time on the 3DO, like Guardian War, if it turns out fine, then I'll play for the channel as well. But other than that, I've said all I really need to say on this neat game, and hopefully enjoy as much as I did. If you liked this series, please check out my other Let's Plays. I've done 20 of them, and if you're interested in future content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next game.